Well, Mr. President, take a cue from that movie Frozen and let it go, or I'm going to sing it. Get over it, because you don't have to be an ice queen to see you are on thin ice. I think John McCain's right on this one. This whole Netanyahu diss, you have got to move on. So Benjamin Netanyahu won, and you hate the fact that he did, but adding insult to injury and lecturing him rather than congratulating him days after his win doesn't really endear you to anyone. It makes you look petulant. I say let bygones be bygones, because I don't know if you've been catching some of these Iranian rallies, but they just want us gone. They're still shouting death to America. That gets old after a while, but they're still doing it. While you're taking them off a top terror watch list in America. No, they're free to speak like they've lost their mind. Bibi gets an earful for simply speaking his mind. I don't know, this much I do. Iran's funding the insurgents that are about to topple Yemen. And you're still jabbing Jerusalem? Take it from Elsa. You really are on thin ice. Let it go. Because you're looking cartoonish. And I'm out of cartoon references. But fortunately, I'm not out of great guests who are far smarter. With former Republican Congressman Colonel Allen West, who says, you don't cool it, we'll all be the worse off because of it. Yeah. But he keeps going and going and going.
Well, I think that the president is living in some type of fantasy world. And when you talk about
like
the relation,
Queen Elsa.
Yeah, like a Queen Elsa.
Please.
But when you look at what we have seen, the relationship in Egypt, where he was so supportive of Mohammed Morsi, a member of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Changed on a dime.
And then all of a sudden you get, General al-Sisi, President al-Sisi in there, everything's cut off. Muammar Gaddafi was not the greatest of guys, but he was definitely better than having radical Islamists there, and we toppled him. But now we're coming to find out, based upon Pentagon tapes, that he was talking to people, his son was, saying that, hey, we'll be happy to go. We'll be happy to transition leadership. But that was not good enough. Now you look and see what has happened in Iraq and how that place has been destabilized. The Kurds are asking for support, and they're not getting it.
Picking apart Benjamin Netanyahu.
And we're picking apart
I always argue, Colonel, and you've been in these situations,
yeah.
Whether you hate another leader of a country or not, and many leaders that hate other leaders,
you don't publicize it.
You don't air the dirty laundry for the world to see.
No, and especially that relationship when he is living in such a neighborhood with enemies surrounding him. Hamas, Hezbollah, Islamic State, Jabhat al-Nusra, all of them.
What do you think of him revealing what he said in a phone call? I just think that's a little weird.
It is extremely weird, because that's supposed to be a private conversation between you and the leader of another country.
Because you know what I thought, Colonel? Any other leader is going to speak to him. How do I know this guy's not going to jump into a presser?
Well, it's not just that. It's who is going to help us out. Think about the doctor who targeted Osama bin Laden for us, Dr. Afridi.
That's right.
And he's sitting in a Pakistan prison. His lawyer was just assassinated in Pakistan. So we are not, emboldening our allies. We're emboldening our enemies right now. And to take Iran off the terrorist list, just because I guess you want to have some type of deal with them, first of all, we should not be making deals with Iran. Either it's a treaty or it's an agreement. But Monty Hall is not out there, opening up door number 1, 2, or 3.
Carol Merrill is, though, fortunately. But
yes.
It is weird. You're absolutely right, Colonel. Where do you think it all goes? I mean, I think our relations with Israel are irreparably damaged, at least through the next...
For the next 18 months
exactly.
or so. And I think it's very important to, even Democrat members are concerned about this relationship.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be very tough for these next 18 years. Russia just came out and threatened Denmark to put them on a target list if they go under this missile defense shield. These are interesting
times.
Very.
By the way, you were great on Outnumbered on Fox News.
Thank you.
Try not to be so good at this TV stuff. I mean, I've practiced decades faking it, so try not to.
I'm a good guest, not a host.
Oh, come on. He was terrific. In the meantime, headline.